People look at you today, 20 years later, and they still have no idea what you're about. Tell me in a sentence who you are.
Some of my friends call me a mystic.
Brothers and sisters, cats, bats, dreamers, streamers, and headlight beamers, the righteous and unforgiven. Welcome to the Godless Church. Can you dig it? Come high at the altar of the silence. There is not a day, a night, a dream, or a vision. And what do we say, people? The ceremony will never go unheard. Throw down your cards, throw down your minds, roll the dice. You know the commandment. You know the rules, brothers and sisters. Tune in, turn it up, drop out. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Behold the voices of the ceremony.
Welcome to the Cult of GlassOnion, Anton. Finally, we get to talk to the man of the hour. This is just such a cool thing for me to do. I've been hoping to have an interview the whole time I've ever done my show with you, and it's been around about 7 years now.
Wow.
You're a huge influence on me and my music and everything that I love about what I do. Since I was in my teens, this is a long time coming. For me, this is such a great, significant interview, and this will be the first interview on the podcast called The Voices of the Ceremony.
Okay.
Voices of the Ceremony are people I believe hold huge cultural, respect, and they've made such a difference in the world of culture, whether it be art, music, or just counterculture. And I believe that you are definitely that man.
Well, thank you for the compliments. Those are some big shoes.
Well, you have some big feet, man.
Well, not that big. 10 and a halves. I think that's 43s.
So, how has the tour been going? Because I know I spoke to you just before you started the tour this year in 2025. And I did come to see you at the Brighton Dome, and it was fucking phenomenal, to be fair. It was amazing.
Well, what we're doing now, since I went through this heart issues, is I don't do any more like 60 shows in a row.
No.
Plus, I'm getting a little bit long in the tooth. So now we just break it up. So it could be like 6 weeks or something. I don't know. 5 weeks. So we're about to leave at the end of this month to do like half the USA and half of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And then stop for like 3.5 weeks, then go do the other half of Canada and USA, and then Mexico. 4 shows in Mexico.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're going all the way to the end of the year, aren't you?
Yeah. Or we're doing 4 shows in Mexico on the first leg. I don't know what it is. And then on the second leg, we're doing 4 shows in South America too.
Amazing. Have you been to all these places previously?
I think we're going to Guadalajara this time, so I've never been there. And as far as South America, we're going to play in Montevideo, which is in Uruguay, and I've never been there, so I'm
amazing.
Pleased as punch to do that. It's quite amazing. I mean, I've been playing music with other people, in front of people, since I was 13 or something. And I had bands when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be like 58
Wow.
before I leave this part of the tour. And this band is from 1990. So for me, all of those things are kind of interesting, especially because even in San Francisco, people just fought tooth and nail. They were so threatened by us. It was like you put up a handbill in San Francisco on the poles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like people used to do.
Yeah.
The flyers.
The flyering, yeah.
Punk rock flyers, whatever. and other bands would just rip them down. You know what I mean? And talk shit and all. And it was just this never-ending nightmare of jealousy. And then a lot of people don't know that, you all got screwed. I mean, everybody got screwed. But on the one hand, all the
Do you,
the small media like Comcast and all these people bought up all the magazines. So you had no Loaded, no Lads Bible, none of this shit. So they killed that. And I remember when Sony bought 500 independent labels in one day, put them
fucking
all out
hell.
of business, took the band off them. So they said like, "Oh yeah, we're going to keep Oasis and Primal Scream and My Bleed Valentine or whoever it was." And so, fuck all y'all. You don't have a job, and on top of it, we own your music, so you can't even have a band. So everybody who thought they were clever signing these deals was out of business. And we see what's happening to the night venues. Everybody who's had a venue that's a threat of any size, Live Nation has bought it up in the whole world
Yeah, yeah.
because they just throw some stupid number. It isn't like there's one person in the world that goes, okay, well, my family's owned this place since 1926. I enjoy this.
Mm.
There's nobody like that, and so you get in that situation where it's just bullshit. It is just bullshit.
Do you feel that your band was screwed over? Do you feel screwed over? Because I've
No, but the interesting thing is I had to endure a lot of uh, crap from people because the whole time, like from my band or whatever, like people that I played with were like, we could be screwing supermodels and having Porsches, but you keep refusing to sign these deals. Well, look at it now. It's like when you see a band come back after 20 years and start playing, I'm not going to name about my peers from the UK or some people, right? But when you see a band come back after 20 years, that means they've been released from their contract.
of course, yes, of course, yeah.
It isn't just the 20-year nostalgia thing. There's another side to it. The reason why those things pop up, you know?
It's quite weird because I was talking to Joel about this. Right? I interviewed Joel on season 1, and we was talking about exactly the same thing about back in the day. I was saying about you know you kept it so fucking real, where it's like this wave where all of your counterparts were like riding this wave of like millionaires, like you say, like Porsches, big houses, blah blah blah. But you kept it so real. But in the domain of music,
But
people
nobody,
was
but nobody got that. They didn't really get that. They didn't get that out of the music business. At most, you can, if it's really good, you could get a down payment on your house,
mm,
right? But one divorce and you've lost your house.
yeah, of course, yeah.
You're just that far away. And all those bands, everybody just gets dropped, it's endlessly. But anyway, so, and I refused to sell. Like people offered me early on because I did a one record deal with people and they wanted publishing. I said, that's for my kids. So that means I own the rights. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, if you want to do a publishing deal, let's start here on this record. And if this whole deal fucks up, it's over. But I'm keeping those other 8 records that I already did.
Yeah.
So otherwise, this conversation's over. And nobody else in the business did that. But the flip side of that is one of my songs pays for everything from our tour bus to like my studio to everything I have to my kid going to school to the rents or whatever it is.
So where did
So
you get that idea from? Like back in the day, how
because
was you
I kind
so?
of because I knew the history of the business. I knew that Creedence Clearwater Revival had all those number one hits and never made a cent because they signed off a piece of paper that said like they didn't have anybody to read the paper. And I also knew the math of everything. I mean, I knew the history of the Beatles. The Beatles were making 1 penny per record until they got
The Small Faces with Don Arden.
no, but Alan Klein, I knew all these stories, about how people would fuck each other over contracts. So, I mean, learned early. I was online early. Netscape before Google. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Searching stuff, looking at contracts, talking to people. But I knew that the publishing was the name of the game, obviously. And I mean, that's why like people don't understand that Johnny Cash didn't write his fucking songs, but if he did those songs, they would say, his manager would go, well, there's another thing Johnny wants to publish him for that song. And you would say, like, oh, that's my fucking song. They're like, well, on the one hand, we're going to tell everybody what a great guy you are, and you'll be able to work in the music business. And the next thing is 100% of nothing is nothing, my friend.
Do you think that it's got worse, or do you think it's got better?
Well, no, nothing's new under the sun, because I was just listening to this like blonde girl. She was pretty, playing acoustic guitar, and it was like this Instagram clip, and she was like smiling, saying, "Oh, it was so amazing, you know. This guy, this guy from so and so came up and said, she listened to my songs and said, honey, do you want to?" She was like singing in Nashville or something. Honey, do you want a publishing deal? You know, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this has happened to me. Anyway, these are all the songs that ended up in my record. And I'm like, yeah. I was just thinking to myself, boy, you just screwed yourself over. Because she probably didn't even specifically need it.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't.
But I think you give a lot of influence on people. It certainly did with me and my band. Like we had like people from the record deal come and watch us, and we were just like, "Fuck you!" Like we don't not doing it for you. You know, we're doing it for us. We had like people from Universal, people from like Parlophone, blah blah blah, come down, and it was just like, "No, we're not interested." They try to stop you on the stairs while you're carrying your fucking amp downstairs, and you're like, "Well, I'm not stopping like for you to tell me like if I'm good or not. Like if you like it, you like it." But also, it's like I've heard the horror stories.
There's a couple different things, though. You know, the rap guys sort of caught on to what I was doing after I did, right? But their whole trick, and then you see like these guys come up, was like, you have a feature. So you got this rapper come on, you bring this rapper onto your record, and you sort of break him on the scene. But you cut in, you're like, okay, we're going to launch you. But you're cutting in 50-50, right? And then the next guy comes in, he's a feature on the rapper on the record, and they just keep clawing into the next guy that they bring into it. It's business. See, they're just being predatory as the first person that brings them onto the label. But what people don't understand about 50-50, if some clown walks up to you and he's on an imprint of an imprint, it already might be 6 points, might already be at 12%. So 50-50 of 12% of record is 6%, which is 6 pence on the pound or what. You know, it's like nothing.
It's dreadful.
It's not 50. And that's what a lot of people don't understand when people try, because people I've tried to sign to my label, they think, well, yeah, but this guy is cool. He's got so-and-so on the label, and he offered me 50-50. And I'm like, well, you better get out a calculator and see some things, because that doesn't mean anything. 50%.
Is this the reason why you started A Records?
Well, I did that because I haven't been on a label for ages. I mean, I was using TP for a little while in New York, but they just didn't understand how to. I mean, when I left TVT, see, I would never let TVT distribute my my old records. I was partners with Greg Shaw, from Bump, but he died. And a lot of times I'll do this thing in business where somebody might be working for me. It could be like an accountant or something. It could be anything. And it's like I know where all my boats are, just floating.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing as gambling. It's like playing with money that you can afford to lose versus something that you can't if you have it in your mind that everything's in a bank.
Do you enjoy this type of this side of music as well as like the creative side? Because you seem to have a real good grasp on what's going on, and it seems to me
I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it at all, but it's something you had to sort of come to terms with in your life, is that you're comfortable. In a lot of ways, money conversations, I'm not comfortable at all. But this business stuff, I completely understand. You know, like people bring up stuff all the time, business wise with me, and I'm like, look, man, my number one priority is uh that my kids save for the next 10 years. You don't have to put nothing. I don't even need a bank account.
course.
I have to make sure that all the bills, everything is paid.
So
Me,
what was it like changing from being or parenthood and then Anton the dad?
well, the first thing is, you know, when I was a teenager, I grew up kind of different than a lot of people.
Of course.
Um, you know, everybody was in the Navy or the military. And, you know, I had one of those talks or whatever, and they're just like, dude, you bet if you get VD, you're on your own, you know, and if you get some girl pregnant, you're on your own, buddy. So you better figure it out real quick. And I always had
Was it
uh,
tougher for you
I was
because obviously your father wasn't around a lot? Was it tougher for you?
no, but like even we'll say it's my grandpa, right?
Yeah.
And you know, him just saying like, I mean, I always had a girlfriend nonstop. He was just like, holy shit, this guy's crazy. And they basically scared me so fucking hard since I was like 13 years old or 12 years old about how crazy your life could get or whatever. You know, that I was paranoid about having kids, you know,
Why?
forever. Just just from the responsibility. Also the freedom that I had. See, like I'll tell you, like if you look at all of our early albums, at a certain point, you know, even Joel and I were sleeping in the back of this quite small car that one of my girlfriends had, where we could let down the back seat, you know, and you tuck yourself one way where your feet are going towards the front seats. And then nobody could really see you walking by, and we'd park it by these big redwood trees in San Francisco. And the reason why was there was no way for me to finagle the recording stuff and whatever I needed to accomplish those records and pay rent. So you figure if studio time is 500 a day plus tapes and everything else, you can't fucking pay rent and do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot, yeah.
So would constantly make sacrifices, whether it's couch surfing or whatever, and you can't do that with a kid. And also, then girls always, you know, they also think of you as a bad candidate for a relationship. But the main thing about having a kid is before I had a kid, if I wanted to be a time traveling Inca, son of God, mystic, man, fucking just walk into my studio and not leave for fucking 4 weeks,
Yeah, man.
communicating to other planets or whatever I thought I was doing. Anywhere in the world, nobody can stop me, but you can't do that when you have a kid. You gotta reel it back in, you know. Like I checked my cell phone for years. I had a BlackBerry. I was like, fuck all these people on their phones, fucking everything. But the minute you get a kid, you got to have a phone because you got to be there if there's school calls or, you know.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like when we look back at your whole career, Anton,
Yeah.
some people call you a genius, some people call you a madman. But when I look at you, I think, fuck, this guy's got like the greatest, coolest life where you stuck to your guns for one. Secondly, you made a family. You moved to Berlin. You have your own studio, and you do everything on your own terms. I mean, what was really funny is there were a few months back that you was talking about Morrissey, saying about his tour, like, oh, I can't afford the tour on the buses. It's like, fuck you, man. Like, I've done all this, and I pay for this out of this, and this is what we do because we like this is what it means to us.
But the hotels too, the airplanes, it doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah.
So he's taking the piss.
Yes, he is. He is.
You know, and it's really disrespectful because when he was doing that last minute, people were traveling a long way. They were getting airline tickets and bus tickets and hotel rooms and stuff to see those concerts in Bosnia, and you're screwed.
Yeah.
And and in Sweden, and it's not the only time he's done that.
No, it isn't the only time he's done it. But I think like you know, when you play, I mean, I've come to see you a few times, you give your all, you know, and it's so obvious that music and in that moment it means so much to you. And there's so many people on this planet that are possessed by music that the audience,
You
you're
know,
really grateful for that.
there has been times. I remember there was one time at this club, pretty good sized club called Trees in Dallas, and they call it Trees because the big pillars all through the venue holding this big room up where it might have been a factory or whatever have been covered with bark like it's a tree, you know, so you're standing anyway. And I had lost my voice, right?
Yeah.
And I proceeded to go, look, I'm really sorry, I can't barely talk, but I don't want to give up. So here's what we're going to try and do, and please be open-minded. As I pick each song, I'm going to ask if anybody wants to try and sing it.
Amazing.
You know, and
One experience for people as well.
we're just going to go through the set and have fun.
You've got a lot of respect for your fans. I've noticed that, and it's so endearing because one, the music industry where you totally annihilated them and you kept it real, but also you kept it real for your fans. It never really changed. Like you love music, you love your fans, and everything you do is for the creation of the art that you do. And I think that a lot of people that love the Jonestown and love you, Anton, I think everyone understands you in that way. Is that something that you're very proud of?
Well, first of all, music is an ecosystem. So it's not just for me. You got to help out everybody that you can think of. You got to help.
I have that written down here. Something you said: music is an ecosystem. You have to share resources. It's the best policy. It's not you. You have to create the culture, and I fucking love that.
But it's absolutely true. There's never going to be a record shop or a venue waiting around for you to come every 2 years. So you got to share everything you know, including like the company that makes the flight cases for guitars. You got to share every piece of info you know, and that's the way. You know, when people ask questions, you're like, "Oh yeah, I know this guy who fixes guitars." You're like, just so people are around for whoever.
And this is why I understand why you get so annoyed sometimes by like jerk hecklers at gigs or like fucking jerks that steal your instruments along the way. That's such a shitty thing to do. Like I spoke to Joel about this. It's like, you know, are people just there just to try and get a rise because it means something to you? And it's just like all your fans just go, well, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? Like if you don't like it, fuck off. You know. And it's a really shit experience. So when you react to that, we as fans understand that because it is so infuriating because you're trying to give your art and like your art means something to you.
I don't even think I'm special, but it's so stupid, and it's so many situations that jackass mentality get you dead. In a lot of places, get you dead. And I don't know about if people have had enough, but even fairly soon in the UK and certain places, you're going to see these little kids walking around with the balaclavas in the day, trying to intimidate people.
We do here in London. Yeah, we do.
Pretty soon, you're going to see those people getting smacked in the head, just bricked by people.
Yeah, they do. They do.
You're 12. Fuck it. You know, like just kicked in the butt because it's just so ridiculous. Like to have this culture of just pissing on everything in a way.
So what actually happened when you had your equipment stolen? I mean, you had a guitar that was stolen for a long time and then it was returned to you. What was the story of that?
Well, In New York one time, they stole everything. They stole our whole rig, so the splitter, the trailer, everything.
Fuck, man. Like, you had all your vintage guitars on there.
I had a Hammond organ, drum sets, everything you can imagine.
Did you
Passports.
you got the guitars back, right?
Well, 15 years later, first of all, the acoustic turns up in New Orleans. Some girls saw it at a party or something. And I said, do me a favor, just grab that thing and go to your car and just tail it out of there.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
And then the other one, some kids were at a music shop and they had it on the desk. They were getting ready to fix it up,
Was it the Vox? It was a Vox Phantom, or?
Well, there were two guitars, two boxes.
Mm.
And so he was like, hey, can I see that for a minute? And then he pulled open there's a pad on the back, for your belt buckle or whatever. And,
Yeah.
There's still the original blood on it from 97, and it's a Brian Jonestown Massacre sticker. It's obviously my guitar. So when we just raised so much cane, and then we found out who had it, and it was the bass player from Young Americans.
Fuck, really?
Yeah, this black guy. And I was like, he said, oh yeah, but I bought it from another black blues guy. And we're like, bullshit, man. The blues guys don't play 12-string.
That's so cool. You got it back though, man.
But then he tried to swindle us over monies because I had to buy it. But
You had to buy it back.
yeah.
Fuck that. The world we live in. The world we live in. This is what I was going to say. What I was going to ask. With the world we do live in currently, have you had to do things differently? I mean, the record labels do things differently now because of the world of social media and the platforms, but also with AI. Have you found?
I'm gonna tell you something about social media.
Yeah.
They're gonna flip the rules on their heads. You're not gonna be able to use Instagram to talk to me. It's just gonna be in the UK.
Wow. Well, it doesn't surprise me. It's all digital ID. They're going down that route. The UK's fucked, man.
They're already changing the rules in every country. See, I think you have to be 18 to be on social media in Australia.
This is where they come in with digital IDs because you want to progress and do things, and you still need. They allow you to have it for so long, and then they'll start with your digital IDs, and then you give away your freedom.
There's a lot of things I've heard. I don't know if it's true. They were talking about in America, Peter Thiel saying everybody's going to be required to wear a Fitbit. One of those,
Yeah.
kind of type devices somehow. But
I mean, the politics of the world
anyways, that's neither here nor there.
It's turning into like a one world state. I mean, the UK is totally fucked now.
Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But the bottom line is, I mean, they have their foot on all my social media is like shadow banned. If I post on Twitter, I got 70,000 people and nobody sees it. It's like the same 15 clowns. And it's the same on Instagram. It's just like, which is just ridiculous. It could be anything, right? I have my page that says it's me, right? So I think now it has 40,000, right? And the one that says Brian Jonestown Massacre, I'm not running it. So it probably has over 100 or something. But you would think, these kids anybody comes up that farts on a jar of mayonnaise, right? And they've got these housewives or somebody, and they've got 500,000 followers, and you're like, dude, I've got movies. Check it out.
It's mad.
I'm not even kidding. When I do one of these world tours, every show is 5,000 people. So if I'm playing all these shows, it's so many more people know about me than these people,
Yes.
And it's but I watch the counters and they never go up. And I'm like, see? And I
It
was on.
is. It's an ultimate control. It's like
Well,
a
I was online before anybody. So, like back in the day of MySpace, I had like 550,000 people follow me, and I was using it for music before there was music. And then they just cut me down to 50,000, and none of them were bought.
no. This is the thing I was going to say. You know, like they monetize everything. So what they'll do is you'll do a post, and then the post will go like mental, and you'll have like 1 million views on like one post, and then next week you post about it again, or post something where it'll be your new single, and then there'll be nothing because what they want you to do is they want you to boost post or pay for advertising and stuff like that. So it's like they give you a little bit, and then you go, "Oh, that's great," and then they shadow ban you for 4 weeks. You go, "What's going on? The algorithm's fucked."
Um, so, anyways, I don't care. I don't care. But the other interesting thing is, it's like YouTube. You can't find anything you're looking for on that thing now.
No,
It's impossible. If I specifically look for something specifically by name, can't find it.
no, it's because it's saturated, man. But let's
No,
talk
but
about.
but also they got AI. Anything that has X amount of views, AI just makes something and puts it in its place.
It's it
We've
is a
got
minefield.
computers just making fucking shit. So like all of those videos I have, man, and all that shit, they're like, oh, this has plays. We'll just put something else and use its uh hashtags, and then boop. So here's something else that you're not interested in.
Yeah, like some kid playing with like Legos or something,
Whatever it is.
like a
All right,
million
so
views.
let's get back on track.
So, as we talk about like music, I was going to just play a very quick game of Desert Island Disc with you. Have you done Desert Island Disc before, Anton?
I don't know. We'll see.
So, with Desert Island Disc, obviously, it's the classic questions of 8 pieces of music, one book, and a luxury item. If you were cast away on a desert island,
Okay. I mean, what's considered a luxury item? I mean, like for instance, if you were only using digital media files, then you would need a digital player and a stereo to play it, and
I'll
electricity.
give you, I'll give you the player, or I think you can have a guitar or something like that. So you can.
Well, I don't want to fucking shit instruments and things on a island.
I think the rules are you can't have something like a survival book, and you can't have like something to get you off the island and be clever. I think it's something that means something to you that that you really love, that you'd be happy with
Okay,
forever.
we'll keep it dead simple. Musically, I think uh, the soundtrack for Harder They Come, because it's on Island Records, keep me chilled out.
Okay,
Uh, I do like the Sounds of Silence album.
brilliant.
I guess that's two. Um, you know, it's not my favorite album, but sometimes it's a good thing to have. Also in the arsenal would be Sergeant Pepper's. It can bring
Yeah,
back some tearjerkers. But I
yeah,
also like Pill's second album with Jaw Wobble and everybody. So
yeah,
there we
yeah.
got four. Um, I like a lot of Brazilian stuff. Let me think. Which ones though?
Originally, it was. I think originally it was like certain individual songs, but I'll let you have albums because I know you have a really, really wide, eclectic taste.
And that's really good because I think there's something good about that. But I'm just looking for 1 second.
Would you say that Sergeant Pepper was greater than Revolver?
I would say Revolver's a good one. So toss that one on there too. So where are we at? We're at five, six.
Five, yeah.
Okay. So then uh maybe a Chet Baker record like Greatest Hits or something. That'd be good. Keep
Yeah.
keep me in a distant mood. And then uh let me see. I have so many records. You know what? I like Cher's first record is pretty good.
Cher, yeah?
Yeah, like this one. All I really want to do.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great record.
That's a great bargain find in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it for 50 cents to 10
50p, 50 pence, yeah.
50p to fucking 10 pound. You're gonna find that, and it's everyone's a killer because you know the story of that shit.
No, go on.
Well, and then we'll get to my luxury item. Does toilet paper count as a luxury item?
No, no, it doesn't.
Baby wipes. What is a luxury item? I don't even have luxury items.
Yeah, Anton, come on. What's this story about Cher?
Okay, so Sonny Bono was roughly in the mafia, like everybody in the music business, and he came up working with Phil Spector.
Mm-hmm.
Came out west, but you know, he fancied being himself a producer, and he learned all the mafia ways at the same time, right?
Okay.
Money. So what they did is the Birds did the first turn, turn, turn signal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lovely
Right?
song.
Or the Hey Mr. Tambourine Man or whatever it was, okay?
Yeah.
And it just was all of a sudden it's the biggest thing, right? And so somebody called them and called Sonny and told him the Wrecking Crew they'd penciled in sessions to do the second single once that was a hit. And they had another song coming up, and they were going to come in and cut 2 tracks or whatever. And these were the dates. And what he did was he went and talked to the Wrecking Crew, and he booked the studio next door. And so the way it used to work at Gold Star in these studios is the artist would come in the morning and sit on a stool plugged in or acoustic or at the piano and play the song like once, twice, two with the Wrecking Crew because they're so good. And then they break for lunch,
Yeah.
move the amps around with the engineer and the producer, right? And then they would come back and they would cut it like take 1, take 2, take 3, it's done, or take 25 for Phil Spector or whatever. But it'd be a 1-day thing. So he literally talked to the band. He said, I'll pay you the same price, your union scale, if you come next door and play that song that they're doing for lunch.
Wow.
So they all walk over and they play this Bob Dylan song. All I really want to do is maybe be friends with you. Cut it the exact same way on the same gear. And he grabs the disc, the tapes, and goes immediately to the mastering pressing plant and puts the single out. And Cher gets the number 1.
Fucking hell. Wow.
And the Birds didn't even know, so they're relaxing. You know, their thing goes to the pricing plant at the end of the week. It's coming out, so it's coming out on the next Tuesday or whatever it is, and they're just like, holy shit, it's already at the pricing plant, and no matter what, their next record is coming out after something that's already on the radio. So this whole record is like the Birds.
Shit, I never knew that. I never knew that.
It's brilliant, and it's not under Sonny and Cher. It's just under Cher, but she's doing Bells of Rimini and Girl Don't Come and Needles and Pinza because Sonny had ripped that song off. So you mean they're good songs, like you would know. I heard it today, but it's all 12-string and
Was this around the time of Walk on Gilded Splinters and all that?
This is the same time as the Birds. Hey, Mist. It's like 65, 66. This is
Yeah.
same time as the Birds starting.
That's a fucking great story, man. I never heard that. I love this is what the show's about.
It's a great album to have. All right, so my luxury item. On Desert Island. Man, I really need something.
What would your book be? What would your one book be?
A book?
Yeah. And I think you get the Bible for free if you're that way inclined. So you get religious books for free.
Maybe I could just study like something like Tai Chi, like the comprehensive guide to Tai Chi.
Like meditative, like
Well, it's more it's all of it. It's physical and,
mentally.
spiritual alignment. That might be a good one.
So are you actually like religious or spiritual or anything like that, Anton?
Well, religion. Yeah, I'm very spiritual and very educated. It's
Mhm.
like it's like people who aren't Orthodox Jews, but then they're observant of holidays and shit. That's part of a religion. You know what I mean? They're like, we practice the Seder together, and then there's people that are like, it's very interesting in Sweden. Like people are Lutheran and all that stuff because it's more. It has to do with the community and coming together.
Of course.
Has very less than giving a shit whether you're going to be forgiven or not.
There's a lot of spiritual stuff that is very communal.
And you could go to Catholic liturgy on like midnight mass. It's like an amazing thing to witness or be a part of, and wishing peace on your neighbor, or going to Spain and Portugal and seeing all that old trippy shit in each
I
town.
I really like. I mean, I wouldn't say I was religious at all, but I would say that I'm very spiritual, and I like people's outlook on life with certain things. So there's a book called The Prophet by Khalil Gibran,
Sure, I know it.
and some of the stuff he says there is really really interesting. Like when he talks about stuff like love and marriage and stuff like that, he talks about love one another, but let each one be alone because the strings of a lute are alone, but they quiver with the same
Yeah,
music. And I think
yeah.
that's fucking beautiful. I think it's incredible because you can take things on in life, but not live directly to them sometimes.
I really like soupy stuff. The like some of that Sufi stuff is great.
One's left on your desert island, Anton. Well, what do we reckon?
What's left?
Three more albums left on the desert island.
Wow. Let's see what brings me great joy.
Would you put
There's
any of your own music in there?
I don't need that. I can make more. Tagomago's cool by Can.
Can, great.
Tagomago, yeah. Really like this album by Arthur Verocai. He's a Brazilian dude. You'll have to
Okay.
look that up. His record's from 1969. Amazing orchestrated Brazilian record. And then for a last one, of course, I like Jimi Hendrix. So uh, All You Experienced will do.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll have to put this in the description for people to check out. So um, we have your desert island disc there, apart from your luxury item.
You know what? For me, cooking is so.
Would you have a kitchen?
You know what I mean? Like a well stocked, even if I had good pans, a Dutch oven, all this kind of stuff.
I'll give you all of that if that's your luxury item, your whole kitchen.
Just being able to cook would be really nice because it's one thing to like catch fish and just cook it, right? But if you can just do some wizardry,
I know that you like your food. I've seen a lot of your posts, and you always
it
eat in the
isn't
best places, man.
it isn't so much that I like food. I like the process. If I can get it right, like I really love Korean barbecue, and that's me sitting at a table cooking it with the other people, and you're being social. That's cool. That's the coolest thing you can possibly do.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I like cooking myself, and it's the whole it's ritualistic, I believe. Be able to
Yeah,
give.
it's really one of the older things that we have. It's like I try and tell people about the importance of necklaces, stuff, and how old that shit is. Because there's only a few ways that they can be passed hand to hand, and they're old. They go all the way back, having a necklace. And one of them is that somebody forces you to make them, and one of them is that somebody makes them and trades them. But they have some kind of value, but it's the process of giving this thing,
So you had dinner with Anthony Bourdain for some documentary before.
Well, I also cooked for him. I cooked his dinner,
Yes.
and we
Yeah,
had dinner.
you was cooking for Anthony Bourdain in that documentary that I saw.
Yeah.
But how did that come around? That's amazing. Anthony Bourdain's such a dude.
He said that one of my songs is his favorite song ever. So he hit me up.
Amazing. What was the song?
An Enemy.
Obviously, yeah. What an incredible song. What an incredible song. I mean,
Real simple song though.
but it's lasted the test of time. I mean, it's one of the fan favorites as well. It's
Certainly.
incredible. And one of my favorite songs of all time of yours is Nightbird.
Yeah, that one's sweet too.
I absolutely love that. And I saw a clip of you guys on the front of a boat in the ocean, playing it. How did that come around?
That was actually in Switzerland. They
Was
just
in
asked us to do it. It was in Switzerland on Lake Lucerne, or as the French call it, Lumac.
Oh, it's absolute. That's such a stunning visual with that song. It's incredible. I love the song anyway.
I thought we kind of caned that one, but that's okay. It
Why?
happens.
That sounded amazing.
Because you can't control other people how they see things or how you see yourself.
So do you have stories behind every song that you write, or is it just something that comes from the ether and then you pull it out of nowhere?
Well, I mean, a lot do, but also, it's just a stream of consciousness. I never know what I'm going to do. There's the whole other part that's if you bought your kid enough sets of Lego and they're all in big tubs and he's throwing away the instructions, after a while, you got enough pieces to build whatever you want. So if you got the elements and the bits of music, after a while,
Do you know when they come to you and you go, this is the track?
After a while, if you got the mood and you feel like the song has to feel lyrically like it's somebody's fucked you over, but you better watch out, or some kind of shit. It's you don't got to have that happen to you 10 times in your life to where you know the vibe. You see what I'm saying?
I do, yeah.
So all breakup songs, I'm falling in love songs, all that kind of stuff. Being sad, it doesn't even matter. Being happy, you don't have to have that happen to you to inspire a song.
So one of my other favorites is Free and Easy. I love that song.
Well, that was more or less a real song because my girlfriend kicked me out of the house saying, you need to go get a fucking job. And I just grabbed my guitar because I was like, I got a job. I walked out the door and started playing guitar and singing.
It's such a lovely song. To hear that song, it always it's got a right pick me up sort of vibe.
But it's also true. You know what I mean? It's absolutely true. I used to do a lot of time. I used to do a lot of time killing time. So I have a lot of that sort of sitting around playing acoustic guitar someplace or playing while I was walking in San Francisco.
Yeah, man. I love that. And the new single that you brought out a little while ago, Makes Me Great and Out of Body. Where did this come from? In what place?
Makes Me Great was at the tail end if I did about 70 songs in a row during COVID. And there's always a pile of extra songs, and I'm just throwing them on the size of 10 inches. At the end, right at the end of those sessions, we did this I don't know, it kind of has this jazzy feel song, and it was on the end of one. We put it on a real mystical sounding, and I put it on the end B side of a single, and then I still had this one hanging out, so I was like, screw it, put this out with whatever these two songs. I think there's more even someplace, but I've retired that computer.
I heard this. I heard that you've got like a hard drive full of like
More than that, man. I got it's just so much stuff because I just write until
and
I
then
stop.
but then you also then like pull yourself to collaborate with people. Like I interviewed Tess Parks a few years back, and you've done a great record with Tess Parks, and then also you've done the Dot Allison with All Seeing Dolls.
Yeah, and I have my French band. I do a lot of stuff.
You done like soundtracks to like some BBC documentary or like some drama thing.
Yeah, Annika.
It's absolutely incredible. Like it. Do you feel that you are possessed by music and it's just something that has to come out?
Not so much, but I do like playing music.
So what's next for the Brian Jonestown and yourself, Anton?
Well, I just told you I'll be working. I'm going to tour till the end of this year.
Yeah.
And then I go to Australia and New Zealand after that. So
is there going to be more records next year?
That's the plan. I'm going to get back on the horsey because I can't save nothing if I don't think about that.
Excellent. So as we come to the close of the interview, I just want to ask you, how's your health been since the stuff with like the heart bypass and stuff?
Yeah, for me it's different. So this is life-changing. So I don't know what to say. I'm a different person.
When I saw you back in the early part of this year in Brighton, the gigs felt like really they felt quite different in the sense that they were really I want to say like spiritual, because it was just like, wow, like we're getting to see Anton after, especially you've had like so much health issues, but it was more together. It was like everyone was really watching so intently, and you were so it was great. It was incredible.
Now I got a new drummer, so we got rid of the last guy, so it's going to be interesting because he's a professional.
It seems like you're really at peace. I mean, like after all this shit, I was talking to obviously Joel before, and I was talking about the whole Melbourne thing. And I was just like, it's such shit. Like you've done so good. Well, the media pick up on that it's junk, and it's just like what? But we're not expecting that.
Yeah. Like I don't need to go into that, but the truth of what happened, like very simply, is somebody threw a glass at me.
That's right, yeah.
And I dodged that. And I said something, right? But then my guitar player at the time lost his shit. And everybody was yelling stuff back at like our keyboard player was like, no, don't wreck all this stuff by doing this. But the guitar player, he tossed one back into the audience. And I was like, you can't do that. You got to get the fuck off the stage, go backstage, hope you don't get arrested, but beat it. The show is over for you.
Yeah.
Like, period. Because you can't do it.
No, this is what I was saying.
Not in a foreign country, but anywhere in the UK, you get arrested too. It's against the law to do that.
Yeah, I was just saying, you take, like I said earlier, like you take your music and your fans so seriously that you won't allow.
Anyway, so then he jumped. Yeah, but so anyways, his reaction to me telling him to get off the fuck off the stage was, oh, that's like you humiliating me publicly when I'm trying to defend you, and went to go attack me. So he's gone. But what everybody else says about me, then what everybody else sees, and then they put that in dig, they just pay somebody off, is like, oh, here's Anton again attacking people or whatever, which has nothing to do with anything.
No, of course. And this is what I was saying. I mean, like, it can't wreck what you've created. And what you've created is an incredible and beautiful world of music. Well, and also, like, you've really inspired so many people, including myself, to be intelligent enough about music,
Well, keep it up, son.
Thanks. I just want to ask you about Joel's book. What did you make of Joel's book?
Well, I don't know. I haven't read it, but we're all proud of him.
Ah, excellent. Okay. And secondly, did you watch the new Dig documentary?
Nope. I didn't watch the old one.
You didn't watch the old one at all?
No, I saw a film in a lawyer's office before they showed it, and they ended up not being able to show that one because they didn't have permission for everybody in the film, and they just screwed up. We basically used spy cameras to show everybody how the industry works, and the whole time I was saying no, we captured all that stuff, all their threats, all the mafia shenanigans, sending hookers with coke to try and get you in, all this shit that you're hearing. Oh, P Diddy did this and all this shit. We captured tons of this shit in Hollywood, and they just turned it into this stupid story. So I've never had an interest one bit in how they tried to characterize me, because I'm fucking right and they're wrong. They're like, oh, you couldn't make this uh, movie again. I was like, oh, fucking course not, because I saw that the record industry was collapsing. You couldn't make it because the music isn't doesn't exist like that. There are no bidding wars like that. And the whole thing collapsed. And I would have been an idiot if I signed those deals. So therefore, if you show a line of people saying that I'm blowing my career, none of them are employed anymore. I still am. So it shows you that I'm actually right.
Amazing. I mean, I would say it's worth a watch because you do come across as incredible in that documentary, and you inspired a lot of people from that documentary, and like exclusively, like no one has seen anything like you before that.
You know what? You got to ask my merch girl Tim about that.
I know. You call him a girl, yeah. So, I've met him. I met him in Brighton, and what an incredible guy.
He's more than an incredible guy. He's a beautiful lady.
He is awesome. I really liked him when I met him. He was actually so sincere and lovely. What would Tim have to say about it?
No, he went into the other room.
Ah, I see. Because I interviewed Ondi and David regarding the new Dig film. And they've got so much good stuff to say about you, man.
Doesn't matter. They're vampires. Check this out. It's my nap time.
Okay, man. Well, thank you very much for all of this today. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, Anton. I know you're running a tight schedule, and this has been an incredible moment for me and the show. And welcome to the Voice of the Ceremony, and thank you for your time.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.